After Alien 3 killed off Ripley, how do you bring her back for another sequel? The answer: clone her, splice in alien DNA, and make her part basketball player, part sci-fi messiah, and then surround her with a space pirate crew, a black market military lab, and a human-alien hybrid with daddy issues. Yeah, Alien Resurrection gets weird. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Alien franchise review series here on my channel. We've gone through the slow burn terror of Alien, the action horror perfection of Aliens, and the bleak, divisive choices of Alien 3. Now we hit the strangest detour yet, 1997's Alien Resurrection. Directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet, it's part horror, part dark comedy, and all kinds of gross. So why does it kind of work? Let's dive in. Set 200 years after Alien 3, Resurrection kicks off with a team of military scientists cloning Ellen Ripley. Why? Because she died with a xenomorph queen inside her, and they want that sweet, sweet alien DNA. But thanks to sci-fi hand-waving, Ripley comes back with some Xeno traits baked in. She's Ripley Clone 8, a version who remembers bits of her past life but now has acidic blood, enhanced reflexes, and an eerie connection to the creatures. She's not the stoic survivor we knew. She's darker, slyer, kind of sarcastic, and Sigourney Weaver, she's having fun with it. It's a bold swing, and I'll say this now. Ripley 8 is one of the few things in this movie that actually works. Weaver gives a committed, eerie performance. She leans into the alienness of it, making Ripley feel unfamiliar, dangerous, and sometimes even unlikable, but still fascinating.
Was it everything you hoped for?
Leave him alone.
Next up, the Betty Crew, a ragtag group of smugglers straight out of a B-movie fever dream. You've got Ron Perlman as Johnner, the tough, dumb muscle. Winona Ryder as Call, the mysterious new crew member. Dominique Peenan as Vries, the wisecracking paraplegic mechanic. Michael Wincott as Elgin, doing his usual grimy leader routine. They show up to deliver cryo-frozen humans to the military scientists, who plan to use the host to breed more xenomorphs. It's a setup that instantly feels off from the rest of the franchise. We're no longer in working-class space rigs or haunted prison colonies. This is a comic book world filled with gooey body horror, freakish mutations, and cheesy one-liners. It's campy, it's gory, it's French new wave sci-fi with a Hollywood budget. About halfway in, we get the most effective and disturbing scene in the movie. Ripley stumbles into a lab and finds failed clones of herself. Deformed, screaming, merged with alien parts. One of them is even begging to die. It's pure body horror, a chilling reminder of what she is. And it works because it taps into a real existential dread that's been missing from this franchise since the first Alien. This scene is gross, yes, but it's also meaningful. It gives Ripley depth, it shows the cost of resurrection, and again, Weaver is crushing it here. Her quiet horror as she mercy kills her failed clones gives the film a rare moment of gravitas. Let's be honest, the best sequence in Resurrection is the underwater alien chase scene. The crew swims through a flooded section of the ship, only to realize the xenomorphs can swim too. The tension here is legit. The practical effects and water cinematography are top tier. It's a sequence that's both beautiful and terrifying. And for a few minutes, the movie clicks. The pacing, the suspense, the creature effects, it all works. This scene alone gives Resurrection a leg up over some of the other franchise lows.
Emergency override in console 45V level 1. It's Ren. He's almost at the Betty.
Winona Ryder's character, Call, eventually reveals she's not human. She's an android, but unlike Ash or Bishop, she's from a newer generation. One built by machines, not people. She's emotional, idealistic, and trying to stop the Xeno program. It's a neat concept, but underdeveloped. Ryder brings a quiet sincerity to Call, but the script doesn't really give her much to do beyond the nice robot. There's a compelling idea here. Synthetic life developing morals, trying to protect humanity from its worst impulses, but it gets lost in the chaos of explosions, screaming, and goo. Okay, we need to talk about the elephant-sized alien baby in the room. At the climax, the queen alien, bred from Ripley's clone DNA, gives birth to not eggs, but to a horrifying hybrid creature called the newborn. Imagine a half-human, half-alien with sagging flesh, tiny eyes, and a face that kind of looks like someone melting under a heat lamp. It kills the queen, it thinks Ripley's its mom, and it cries, it snuggles, and it grows. It's one of the most bizarre things in a major studio sci-fi movie, and not in a good way. The newborn has uncanny valley energy times 100. And while the effects team clearly went for something memorable, it's memorable for all the wrong reasons. Even Ripley seems confused. The final showdown involves Ripley killing the creature by suctioning it out through a tiny hole in the ship hull. It screams, it splats, and we're all left wondering, what did I just watch? Let's rewind to that underwater sequence, because it's hands down the best part of Alien Resurrection. This is where Jeanette's stylized direction pays off. The cinematography becomes dreamlike, light filtering through the water, alien shapes slithering behind the crew, characters gasping for breath as the xenomorph closes in. It's suspenseful, it's visually stunning, and it's the kind of set piece that makes you remember, oh yeah, this is still an Alien movie. The claustrophobia, the helplessness, it's pure franchise DNA, updated with slick 90s craftsmanship, and it holds up remarkably well. If the whole movie had this level of tone and execution, we'd be having a completely different conversation.
That is Ripley's gift to her. A human reproductive system. She is giving birth for you, Ripley, and now she is perfect!
So where does Alien Resurrection land in the franchise? Let's be honest, this movie is a mess. Tonally, it's all over the place. It swings from horror to slapstick to soap opera. The characters are inconsistent, the dialogue is weird, and the ending haunting but in a bad way. But it's never boring, it's gross, it's goofy, it's surreal, and somehow it's still watchable. Sigourney Weaver commits 110 to a strange, risky version of Ripley. There's imagination in the world building, in the gore, in the creature effects. It tries to be something different, and in some ways, I respect the swing. Is it a good movie? No. Is it fun in a fever dream, midnight movie kind of way? Absolutely. It's the weird cousin of the Alien family. The one you don't always invite to dinner, but when you do, you're in for a story. Alien Resurrection is one part sci-fi horror, one part genetic experiment gone wrong. It's messy, muddled, but kind of magnetic. I don't recommend it to newcomers, but if you've come this far through the franchise, it's worth a curious watch. Just prepare for some weirdness. Let me know in the comments. Am I being too harsh, or were you just as confused by this one? Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we're not done yet. Next up is Prometheus, where the franchise takes a philosophical turn, and I kinda dig it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.